Hello. What I'm going to be doing today is getting stains out of football pads. My son has his second to last game tomorrow, and it's unfortunate. A lot of things have went wrong with a lot of people's uniforms this year. So, that's just what's going on. And I want to try to make this more special for him to wear because they're his practice pads. So I just want to brighten him up. I do have this ideal, result where it's just bright white for him and I know, kind of brand new in a way, But I believe in us. We're going to do this. I am going, when I soak it after I do whatever, I am going to soak this as well just to brighten it up. But this isn't going to show in the game, but I don't know, just when he gets dressed in the morning, when he's on his way, just, want it to feel illuminated, bright. These are the bottom ones. I'm going to soak them as well, but I'm not going to waste my elbow grease to do that, to actually scrub it first and try to get all this out because it goes underneath, it's unseen. So anywho, we're gonna start with these. What you'll need is some kind of, I don't want to say exactly a bowl, but it helps if it, has sides. Something that you're not going to use again or that you only use for OxiClean or chemicals or whatever, and a fork or even a whisk ideally, that you are not going to use for any external use. Even if you wash it and then do it, you don't want to mix that ever. So if you happen to use a fork for anything with chemicals, I would recommend that you only keep that for that purpose and never try to wash it and eat with it again. It's just not. Anywho, okay. You're gonna need that. Some hot water. Oh, this was just aesthetically because it's football. Okay, OxiClean. And we have all kinds, guys, but this is what I'm going to use just because it has Oxy as well. And let's see, what time is it? Yeah, I have 5 hours until he needs to wake up for the game. So I am going to use as much Oxy as I can, is what I'm saying. If I had overnight, which, he was supposed to get his uniform today, which he did, but it was a toddler size. But that's all right. So I wasn't expecting to have to do this anyways. This is the point. Okay. So I don't have very much left, but I'm going to make this work. I have, let's see, let's just dump it out in here and see exactly how much I have. Because I'm going to leave half of it for the scrubbing and half of it for the bucket. You'll need this as well. Something like this. It can be this size or larger. Let's see, how big is this tub? It's a 30-quart tub or 28.3 liters. Or even how your kids have those, what do you call it? Those round tubs for their toys. You can dump out their toys and use that and then wash it out. The toys don't go in their mouth, so it's fine. Alright, so I have, how much? Does it tell me in increments? Okay. We have between A and B, which I'm going to just say is 1.5. Hey Google, what is 1.5 divided by 2? 75.
The answer is 0.75.
Yeah, okay. So I'm going to use it until I think it's, okay, so that's not half of it. I'm going to use it, so I would say I'm using 1.5 tablespoons, to be quite honest. I'm gonna break this guy up, it'll give me a little more, of the OxiClean powder. It is important that it is the powder when you're trying to do something like this, or if you have like a some sort of stain, or even like an oil stain in like your favorite dress. Oh, and I have about a teaspoon and a half left for that. Yeah, ideally I would use 2 scoops, like 1 for this paste and then another scoop for the what do you call it, the tub. Sorry guys, it's been such a long day, but I'm sure I'm not the only person who knows like to use these things together. The thing is, you know, this is one way to do it. And I think a lot of moms, or really anybody who wants to get a stain out, you don't have to be a mom or a woman, could benefit greatly just from these little things. So, you know, you might not do it exactly the way that I do it. You might find your own ways, put your own spin. You might have another ingredient. You know, you could add lemon. The only thing I wouldn't do is add something with another chemical. So if you're going to add something else, that's great, but just make sure that it's like something, I mean, like a lemon that doesn't have more chemicals. So I added about I would say, yeah, like 1/4 cup. You can do 1/4 cup to 1/2 cup of the dish soap, or you can just cut open a bunch of pods. And as long as you have like this consistency where, okay, you know how like when you're cooking like a sauce, or even like doing like pastry work, and you do this and you see if it coats the back of the spoon, you put it up. If it coats the back of the spoon, it's fine. If it falls off the back of this, that's all you want. When you pick it up, even you can see it in the front if you don't want to see the front, how it kind of does that. It's thicker, so it is there. It's okay if it falls off right away, runny, that's fine. Doesn't have to be ribbons either, not like that, but it has to be thick enough to where when you go like this, you see all the granules. And well, all right, see how they're not going to dissolve, but you just want to make sure that you have it to where you don't see any more of ribbons of this. See how this is a different color? It's darker. See that pouring out? Oh, can you? That's a little darker. Here, I'll just show you. Like on my finger, right? That's a little darker. And now you can see there's like little dots of it. Here. You don't want to see any of those dots. You want to make sure that everything looks like it has a granule or has gotten lighter in color, okay? And that's well combined. It's kind of like pudding. So you can even go, you know, I'm going to just add this. You can even, oh, I should have done that. Okay. I hope you can see it. It's kind of falling down, but see how it looks different? But if you just, what I do is I take the edge of my fork and go against the side of the bowl, and then I scrape it all the way over, and I'm folding it like this. And on all, like I make sure to get the whole bottom of the bowl like that. And then you just do little circles, but make sure you get the bottom again. There, see? And now, okay. So, oh, I need to grab, sorry guys, one moment. I need to grab this sponge. Okay. I want to point out that I'm using this sponge for a chemical-based situation, so I will not be cross-contaminating that any of this with any dishes that I wash. I have one and I label it clearly for cleaning with chemicals. Do not use for dishes. And I keep it in this bag, and every time I just wait for it to dry off a little after I use it, squeeze out real good, wait for it to dry a little after before I put it in here, and I just put it in here and put it underneath the sink. And everyone already knows, but just in case someone new comes, which I don't see it happening, but like if someone comes and is like cleaning, then they'll know this is not for dishes. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, this tub, I'm gonna kind of use the side of it right now. It's empty, you don't wanna put water in it yet, okay? And what I've done is actually, I filled my stock pot for like tamales or gumbo or oxtail or, frying stuff up in there or something. Anyways, I filled that 3/4, 2/3 of the way full with hot water, and this has some hot water as well, just so it stays a little warmer. And if I need just a little bit for this, that will be perfect. Okay, so I'm going to start with this bad guy. He looks the darkest to me. I'm so proud of my son, honestly. He has really worked so hard. And, it's not just about working hard. Like, he has the work ethic, the passion for it, the natural athletic ability, and the drive, and the heart. Like, oh my gosh. The heart for the game and for the team, He's a beast out there, though. Oh my gosh. I told him it must feel good to be able to, unleash that, just because he's always been like a boss, I'm just I am getting one forkful like this and letting it drip onto it, and then just spreading it so it's, it doesn't have to be even, but just spread out so it's not just a clump. And just kind of working my fork with the mixture into the stain as well, just kind of scratching it with that, and then we'll go like this again. Oh, but I told him he's 10 and he's a gentle giant, but don't mess with him. He just has that perfect balance of don't F with me and sticking up for himself and speaking his truth and making sure that he's treated well and, those things. But also his level of compassion. He's a big guy. His dad is a big guy, so we knew that, Christian was going to be he's already halfway past he's past halfway up of my forehead when we stand together, and he's only 10. I'm 5'2" and a half, but that's significant, and he has that athletic build as well. But anywho, so there was a situation at school. This kid, I don't remember specifically what it was about. You just don't want clumps of it anywhere, especially okay, let me focus on this for a sec. So what was happening when I was doing this, let me show you, let me recreate it. I hope you guys can see this. See, some just fell, and that's why I like to use the empty tub, as this it's a contributing factor. There are many, but because when that happens, you don't have to be like, oh my gosh, it's on my rug. It's gonna be one perfectly white spot, and then you know what I mean, or anything. It just falls in there. So when I'm doing this to this bottom portion, you see where there's spots right here. This is really where the stain ends, but I don't want a clump of it just sitting like this I hope you can see that texture. So what I do is I even it out like that, and then you kind of have to go back with it so that there's not like a harsh line of it, you know, on the bottom end of there. So, do that. Oh, you need some up here too, but I don't you? Okay, there was an incident at school, this kid, but he's like, you know, I'm not going to say that he's like short, but he really was like a skinny kid, which is fine. Like, everyone has a bit different body types. What I'm saying is he tried to challenge Christian, and Christian calculated in his mind before he actually did anything in response, because the kid actually like hit Christian. Instead of hitting him back, he picked him up and he put him in the snow. Just set like, you know, literally like, nope, I'm not doing this, calm down. He's not a bully. And he has that, I don't know, he's just such a great guy. He really is. Oh, but my point is that, I guess, I apologize. No, I don't apologize, because that's just me. I go down these rabbit holes and it's fine. What was I saying? Let me do this for a little bit. Oh, because I told him it must be nice to unleash that beast. Because he's so compassionate that he doesn't take out any aggressions where it's unwarranted or unprovoked. But I mean, I'm sure he gets frustrated. Everyone gets frustrated, you know? And I think it's probably nice to have a safe space with, you know, I mean, essentially a brotherhood of people with you, to get that out and to, you know, be a man. Or, I mean, you know what I mean. Get that beast out. I'm just going to put a little over here because it's discolored. Ooh. Oh, thank God. It was on here. A little fell on my chair, but it is all right because it's like a faux leather. So it's not gonna stain. I got off right away. Okay. I think that's enough on that. So, oh, I hope I don't have to make more of this. No, you know what? I'm not gonna do that. I'm going to do the logical thing here and just add some more, because I already am through more than half of it, I think. So I'm going to add some more of this, and that will be fine, because that will spread this little OxiClean I have left farther. He's asleep, so I can't leave, obviously. This is going to be a lot thinner, but, well, maybe we can just do a little sprinkle, and then you can let it set for a second, and it'll kind of get thicker. Okay. He's asleep. I obviously cannot leave, but even if I could, there's nothing open that I think has OxiClean right now. Because, you know, COVID, remember there was like everything 24? Do you know what? When I was working at Dave & Buster's, I was like 18. There was a 24-hour Starbucks, and I was a cocktail waitress. Oh, you know what? I can scrape some of this off and get some more OxiClean in there, and then just, yeah. Cool. Oh, there's not much to scrape off that, but that's okay. Oh, this part I can. Like the unnecessary part. Like the part where the stain really wasn't, but I was just trying to make sure it was like even. Anyways, there's a 24-hour Starbucks, but I was working, I had 2 jobs at the time. I was working as a cocktail waitress at Dave & Buster's, and I was working the graveyard shift at the Perkins that was right across the street from the Dave & Buster's. And I lived, I think I lived like, it was like probably like 2 to 3 miles, maybe. I think it was closer to 3 miles away. I didn't have a car, but instead of taking the bus, I was like, I just decided I'd walk everywhere. You know, it took me maybe 25 minutes, 30 minutes to walk to either job and then walk home. I saved a lot of money without having to pay for the RTD. I mean, it worked, and I was in great shape. And I was so young, so, you know. Okay, I think the fork time is a little over just because this is so thin now. And what I'm going to do is switch to the sponge. I'm just going to dab it in like that and let some of it fall off, but not all of it, and then put on here and scrub. What was I saying? Oh, but there's a 24-hour Starbucks that was down the street. So I worked off of Colorado and I-25 in Denver, Colorado. That's when I was 18. That's where the Dave & Buster's and Perkins still is. But I lived on Colorado and Mississippi. Well, I think it was, I don't think it was quite Dahlia. Anyhoodle. And the 24-hour Starbucks was off of Colorado and I think like Alameda. Was it Alameda? I think it was Alameda. It might have even been further north than Alameda. But anyway, so co-workers, you know, we would drive if I didn't have to work the at Perkins that night. We would drive to Starbucks. Even if I did sometimes, there was this one coworker I had, his name was Matt, and you know how like it was not exactly the 90s, it was closer to the 90s. It was in the 2000s though, the early 2000s, and he was a gay man, and we just like had the most fun together. Oh my gosh. Oh, Matt. But you know what's funny? Him and I, in that time, we were both single. And whenever we go out, what I really liked was that, like, we never, like, ditched each other for a guy. Or, like, when we went out, we just went out to, like, have fun. It was not about guys or boys. And it's difficult to find, like a going out buddy who's not focused on that. Like, or who doesn't get distracted by it easily, but like him and I are like, no, this is our night, like we're having fun. It's not about any of that. And I don't know, I like that. He was a cool guy in general. Okay, this really is looking a lot better. Oh my gosh, already I'm so excited for him. Okay. Whew. Why did I get on that? Oh, the 24-hour thing. Yeah, so this is a quick fix to something that I really wish I could get the proper supplies, but I just can't. And you know, that's okay though. For it not to happen like we think it's going to. Perhaps this is just going to work better and save money and all the things. So it's okay. And it's okay that, you know, he waited all this time for his uniform, and it was a toddler size because we can't change it, so it doesn't need to be okay or not okay, I guess, is the I'm going to try and make it just a little more special for him. What he does have to wear, you know? You know, I have to say this is actually coming out quite nicely. Thank you for not smelling. I can already see it, like, I don't think, I mean, even if it's not bright white, I can already see that, like, these are going to be a lot less visible. Okay. Oof. See? This. That's alright. That is alright. And you know what? Quite honestly, I am honored to be his mom. And, like, he deserves, Christian genuinely deserves these efforts and more. Every child deserves these efforts and more. Let me put it that way. Whew. My hands hurt a little. You know how, like, they kind of like go like that because they feel so tight, and you've been holding it so tight. Let me put it here. Work smarter, not harder, right? Oh, there we go. Whew. Sometimes if you fold a sponge in half and you go like this and push a little harder, it's easier on your hands, but also I think it scrubs it a little harder than it would, you know? Okay. Whew. Oh. Alright. This other one. Oh my. Maybe I'll add a little water this time. If I didn't like absolutely need that last of it for the tub when it soaks, I would just use the rest of that and make some more, but I just added some water and just gonna scrub. Yeah. Oh, I'm excited for him. He doesn't even know. He's just sleeping right now and didn't get his uniform. We could, but you know, he's a lot like his daddy. If it does bother him, things rarely kind of bother him, I think, but when things do bother him, he can process it and get it over it pretty quickly. Well, maybe that's a sign I don't need more of that. That's fine. You know what? I can probably grab something there. Even if you don't see it coming off or you don't quite think it will or whatever, it's important to get something like this and scrub the surface of where you're trying to get the stain out. And the objective in this moment is not to actually get the stain out, it is to get this chemical inside all the fibers possible near the stain. So that when it soaks, there's a better chance of essentially germination, I think. That might be if it's not the proper term, I apologize. Okay, this is the last of it. Ooh, that bowl got soft, huh? Oh, gonna try to get some out. There we go. You know, I'll just dip this in water maybe one time, yeah. There, see? Woo. Oh, this one is dark, but it's alright. where I will clean this properly. Alright, let's see. So everything's scrubbed that can be scrubbed, I believe. And we're going to plop that in there at the bottom. We're going to put the rest of the OxiClean powder in as even a coat as we can over the actual clothes, and then you just want some to get in the sides, and then you just want to do, actually wait on that. Okay. Oh, let me put a little water first. This hot water, the one that's hotter, I put that over, and it's gonna like splash the granules to the side, and that's okay. Doesn't have to stay on top. So I'm gonna put this in. Actually, yeah, with this one. And then this. You can add a little of this. What I would do is just dilute it really well in like a pitcher first. Like a cup to this size pitcher. This is 2.5 quarts. So anything close to that. But I'm gonna dump the rest. Oh. Ooh. Oh. It's alright, we got this. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh, it wasn't that much. Oh my gosh. I was not camera ready, but that's alright. Okay. Oh, my towel. Now, if you're using a kitchen towel to do something like this, chemicals, I would wash it before you do anything else. Okay. Just push it down